Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Talk Spicy. I'm Coach Gene Clemens. Thank you for joining me wherever you are joining me. Rate the show, comment, agree, disagree, but whatever you do, keep it spicy. 5-star ratings are appreciated. If you're joining me on the YouTube channel, make sure that you subscribe. If you're joining me on Facebook, make sure you subscribe. If you're joining me via Twitter and you don't follow me already, at Gene Clemens, that's at GeneClemens. Also, make sure that you subscribe to all of the other podcasts that I do. My Gene Therapy, episode 2, along with the column, is out on CWN Sports. So go follow them, then go and make sure you check out that article and podcast. Also, check out the Offensive Thoughts podcast with me and Coach Whit LaJour. That will be dropping this morning. So make sure that you go and see the first 3 episodes. Listen to the first 3 episodes of that on Spotify. Episode 4 will be dropping this morning. Lots of great things coming down the pipe. Lots of great things happening. There's a thing that says that whenever there's no lane, whenever you can't put yourself into a lane, to make your own lane. I don't know if I'm unique or anything, but I don't know many other active coaches who also are so heavily active in media. I remember talking to Daniel Shirley one time. He's a former editor of the Macon Telegraph and currently, works for The Athletic. And I had met him. I had reached out about doing some string work when I was living in Macon. I had just moved to Georgia, and I was working at Northeast High School. And I had reached out to him about doing some string work, and I think I kind of caught him off guard when I told him that I was a coach, and he paused for a second. And I was like, well, obviously, Friday nights, I'm not covering football games unless I have football games, but, I love all sports. And so softball, baseball, whatever, volleyball, I'm willing to cover it. And shout out to Daniel, who really gave me an opportunity to do that, because I've run into issues in the past. I tried to do that in Tampa, and I won't say his name, but he essentially questioned why I was wasting his time, and I was like, but I coach and I write, that's what I do, and I don't think he could get past the part of me being a coach, because all he could think about was me writing about football. And while I've done a lot of media on football, please make no mistake about it. My love and my understanding of sports is it's nerd level. And so with that, I've always had to make my own lane. I was a journalism and theater double major in college, and while trying to play football and also trying to write for the newspaper and give opinions that might contradict something that was going on the football team, got me in trouble. Having to go directly from a football practice to a play rehearsal or to a musical rehearsal was a lot. And I was able to do that because that's what I love to do. I wanted to be in these worlds. I want to coach because I love coaching. I'm not necessarily driven by championships. That's not my rabbit. That's not what I'm chasing. Do I want to win championships? Absolutely. Who doesn't? I'm a competitor. I love to win. But that's not my rabbit. Maybe in the moment, in that particular moment when the game starts, that's a rabbit. But that's not my rabbit that I chase on a daily basis as a coach. What I chase every day on a daily basis as a coach is the opportunity to show young men and young women a path that goes against what they tell you your path can be. See, unfortunately, living in these times that we live in, and I always say I've always stayed adjacent to the hood. I grew up in it, deep in it. I understand it. I don't live in the hood, but I'm never far away from the hood. Because I understand that the hood doesn't really love you the way in which you love the hood. And that's why we see so many of our young luminaries dying, because the hood didn't love them the way they love the hood. But just because the hood doesn't love me the way that I love the hood doesn't mean that I don't still want to pull as many people out of as I can. That's my rabbit. I give tough love. I don't mince words. I don't BS people. That's not what I'm here for. If I tell you you can play, you can play. If I tell you you can play, but your attitude's jacked up, guess what? Your attitude's jacked up. It's not personal for me. And any of my players that spend enough time around me, they understand that. That's not something you're going to get on the first, second, or third time interacting with me. You might just think that I'm an a-hole, and that's fine. That is 100% okay with me if that's what you believe, as long as you get the message. See, the rabbit that I chase, I don't ever need any thanks or congratulations for it. My motivation is not to be appreciated outwardly for that rabbit. As a coach, my congratulations, my award is watching young men and young women succeed. That's the reward. That's when I catch the rabbit. When I catch the rabbit is when I see the young man or the young woman that I helped mentor, because nobody does it alone, that I showed a couple things, that I dropped some jewels to. When I see them have success, that's what I'm in this for. But it's not the only rabbit that I chase. I love the world of media. I love giving information to others. I love telling stories. I love that stuff. That's what drew me to journalism in the first place, was the idea that I could tell people stories. I could bring them stories that they didn't have, real stories about real people. And there's so many things that I wanted to do. I started off as an English major when I went to college, and then I quickly realized, oh, I want to be able to write in many different forms. And that's where journalism came in, because I didn't want to be earholed or pigeonholed into one type of. I wanted to have an ability to go and talk about any subject and bring it into my world. And that's what I've done with journalism. And I've been thankful to have gone to J school and to have a background that showed me how to navigate the world of journalism as a writer, as somebody that deals with the video side. I remember it was the first day I was in college when I transferred to Arkansas Tech University. Go Wonder Boys. I was like touching equipment day one. I remember I started off school in Fitchburg State, and when I was looking to transfer to various schools that had journalism programs in Massachusetts, they were saying, oh, you got to be such and such before you get a chance to actually work on the equipment, and you got to have so many hours. Man, I walked into Tech that first day, and I walked down into that studio, and I had my hands on a camera that first day. You know how liberating it is when you when you think you know what it is you want to do, and then you actually get a chance to do it and it's confirmed. Like, there's nothing better than that. There's nothing better than to think, hey, I would really like to do this, and then to have your thoughts confirmed. That's beautiful. It's a wonderful thing. That's something that we all should strive for. That's something that we all would hope happens for us, right? Like, everybody should want that. Everybody should strive to have that. At the end of the day, we all should be chasing the rabbit that makes us happy. We spend so much time chasing what others have told us we should chase. We spend so much time doing that many times we miss the real motivation, and we wonder why we fail. It's so easy to figure out. Most times you fail when you're doing things that you don't really love. Ta-da! When you're doing things that you don't love, that is usually when you fail. That is normally when you don't raise to the level that you are capable of rising to. It is not the responsibility of the people to tell you what your rabbit should be. It is your responsibility to seek out what makes you happy, to figure out what drives you, and then to chase it to its completion. See, the great thing that I love about journalism and I love about coaching is there's no way to catch the rabbit. There's always something out there to chase. There's always something out there to do. There's always another. There's always another. You might catch that rabbit, but there's always a faster rabbit that takes your attention away from the rabbit that you're currently trying to tackle. And now you're chasing that rabbit. It's the hunt. If I could give you any advice this morning, it would be find the rabbit, find what motivates you, and then attack it with every fiber in your being. Find the way that you can monetize it. Find the way that you can make it work for you financially. Don't just arbitrarily find a way. I try to tell young men and young women, hey, it's so great if you have a passion and love for a sport. There's no reason why you can't be sport vocational, because that doesn't mean that you only ever chase playing the sport, because there's an expiration date on that. Our bodies will only hold up for so long. But if you chase being a part of the sport, you can be a part of the sport forever. I could only play football for so long. I could only play basketball for so long. I could only run track for so long, but I can be involved in those worlds forever because I can coach it and I can cover it. That's a beautiful thing. You put all your passions together and you're able to come out with something that you can be happy doing forever. Who worries about retirement when what you do, you love? The only time you think about retirement when you're doing what you love is because you want to take a trip you can't take because you got to do something for work. In my life, most of the trips that I've taken, most of the things I've seen have come due to work. I am going to be at the Celebration Bowl in Atlanta this Saturday, and I will be there working. I will be there covering the game. That is something that I enjoy doing, that I would have probably gone to even if I wasn't involved. But the fact that I'm involved makes it easier and gives me a work-related reason to do it. If your rabbit doesn't take you anywhere, if you're just chasing your rabbit in a circle, you got to find a new rabbit. You got to find a new rabbit. And so I'm thankful to have that opportunity, and I look for all of you to do that in your lives. Find that rabbit that takes you to the next level, that allows you to do what you love, how you love to do it forever. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Talk Spicy. I'm Coach Gene Clemens. Thank you for joining me. Rate the show, comment, agree, disagree, but whatever you do, keep it spicy. 5-star ratings are appreciated. If you're joining me on the YouTube channel, you know what to do. Until next time, peace.